So far, we've looked at how to use space and to organize structural typography. In this video, we're going to look at how visual hierarchy can further clarify and structure our type. 100 years ago, the front page of a newspaper looked like this. Today, it looks more like this. Both layouts are cluttered, but the contemporary newspaper is much easier and more inviting to read. And that's mostly because the newspaper does a better job of establishing typographic hierarchy. In the old newspaper, all of the information on the page looks similar. The only way to read this paper is to start at the top and work your way down. It's not very convenient if you just want to pick up a sense of the day's events. By contrast, this contemporary newspaper, with its different kinds of information, looks different from one another. Some of the kinds of information are more visually prominent than others. So we can glance at this paper and just read the headlines, or we can glance at the articles and quickly find their page reference number. So typographic hierarchy is the strategy of making different kinds of content look different and reflecting the relative importance of the different content with styling. The key to effective typographic hierarchy is to make each type style look clearly distinct from the last, even when working within a limited palette of typefaces. This can be done by deploying the stylistic variables of typeface, style, size, weight, color, and even setting. As an example, let's style these two different paragraphs. The one on the left is going to be important, and the text on the right is going to be less important. We'll start by changing the type size. Let's make the type on the left larger and the type on the right smaller. Then we can change the style. We'll make the right-hand side paragraph be in italics. You can change the color, making the less important paragraph lighter, and we can change the typeface weight. Let's change the one on the right to be bold so it's a little bit more visible. To further change the styles, we'll change the leading. Let's make the paragraph on the left slightly looser and the one on the right much tighter. And finally, we can differentiate the typeface itself. We can make the one on the right be sans serif, and now we have two styles that are immediately recognizable as different from one another. And they're also read as different on levels of importance. All of this is done while still appearing somewhat cohesive because of the tight phase pairing. If we apply this strategy to the example of the typeface timeline that we had a few videos ago, we can see that I can add a further level of clarity. Now, because of all the designers' names are styled, it's a distinct way, for instance, that I can quickly pick out the category of information from other content. As with spacing, it's hard to exaggerate the importance of well-executed hierarchy in creating typography that is inviting and can be easily accessed by the reader and what he's reading.